So if you take a step back, right? If I asked you to sort of, attempt to drive a golf ball off the pier here into a teacup and gave you 1 million tries, I suspect that in 1 million times you would not be able to do it. But if you then took somebody else and they were able to do it 9 times out of 10, you'd say, wow, that person is a great golfer. The analogy that I would make is Elon basically did that equivalent. He was able to send a rocket into space. The kind of technical sophistication that he has in his mind, that he's been able to apply across his companies, is second to none, quite honestly.
Tesla investors have been through a crazy emotional up and down in their Tesla investment in recent weeks, to say the least. Many unforeseen catalysts that no one was expecting contributed to the volatility in the recent share price. Elon Musk's pay package denial and several other issues that have caused the stock price to fall by 30% in 2024. Tesla, as well as Apple, and I believe also Google, have been kicked off the Magnificent Seven, and some might wonder, is it time to sell Tesla? So welcome to my channel where I give you the latest Tesla news. To be successful in anything, you don't have to be different. You simply have to be what most people are not. Consistent, determined, willing to work on it. One might see this current situation from different angles.
We haven't seen anything positive on Apple or Tesla over the last several weeks, and the stock's been taking a hit here, down 29%. Do you have any data that says, hey, maybe this is an opportunity?
I tell you what, we do. I mean, we've actually issued a bullish alert to our hedge fund clients. I think it was 2 weeks ago, something like that, at the end of February. So we've got a lot of, it's not incredibly strong data, but it's contrary to the stock's performance, basically. We see a divergence opportunity with the stock falling and most of the data that we have being fairly strong. Now, keep in mind, on their last report, they dropped 12% because of increased costs and sort of vague guidance. And, I think there's been a bit of a shift with EVs. The demand has gotten a lot softer. Hybrids have been doing very well. They've got some momentum going. And of course, headlines like, Hertz dumping their EV fleet, that kind of thing, that's obviously going to cause problems for investors in Tesla. However, when we look at a lot of the data, I mean, it's pretty strong. The only model that isn't doing fantastic on a year-over-year basis is the Model Y, which has been their strongest performer. So it's got a high bar. The truck is, obviously way out there because everyone's anticipating it. I think there's been a few deliveries. I haven't seen one in the wild yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing the first one. But, you can see here that most of their vehicles are doing well. The Y is a concern because it is one of their best performers, and the bar is high there. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens once the truck starts getting delivered. Now, I will say they've been putting a lot of pressure on their competition. I mean, when you look at the price drops that they've pulled off, Ford has had to kind of match. They dropped their Mustang Mach-E down to 48,000. They dropped it 8,000, but still higher than the Model Y, which also qualifies for the tax credit, and the Mustang does not. So, they're creating a lot of problems for their competition. But you look at just how they're doing compared to some of the competition, you can see Tesla's increasing web visits, Ford and GM, not so much. So we've got good data on them. Everything is fairly strong. The mentions themselves are up about 5% on a year-over-year basis, while the stock is just, getting crushed. So I like Tesla long-term based on the data. I like the company personally, but I don't let that get in my way. I read the data, and the data looks pretty good with the sell-off that does warrant, in my opinion, buying of a dip here and heading bullish into the rest of this year.
Tesla dominated the EV industry for several years and still does. What we have to remember is Tesla is not just EVs. Tesla's future plans are ambitious, and not just from the Cybertruck and next generation vehicle perspective.
Landon, what if I told you that I'm bullish on Tesla and it has nothing to do with EVs? You look at the portfolio of businesses that this company has and the other things in the pipeline that this company has, And there's a whole new reason, a whole new book you can write on why you're bullish Tesla. Like, I'll read them. How about the mega pack that they think by mid 2030s, early 20, or like around 2040 is going to make more money than the cars? How about the power wall? 3 different kinds of power walls, 4 different kinds of charging stations, robotics, robo-taxi, gigafactories, all these other things besides EVs that could be game changing for a company. And my theory on the EVs is Elon Musk is playing a long game to put so much pressure on these other companies that he's going to be the only one left standing. And then there's the China problem with them making too many cars, and they're going to dump them on the rest of the world. So that's a longer play. But all these other parts of their business, the pipeline, they've got 4 or 5 really good businesses within Tesla if you eliminate the cars.
Tesla has the potential to change the future of transportation forever. Tesla analyst George Gianarikas recently admitted that Tesla might have overcorrected to the downside. George also mentioned this to be an opportunity for investors. In a recent post on X, Elon said, as he was responding to a user who mentioned that in 10 years, those who haven't invested in Tesla will have big regrets. Elon Musk advised investors to buy when others are panicking and sell when others are becoming irrational in their buying. As Tesla investor, we have to be unemotional with turbulence and wait out this part of the story. Tesla is passing its competition with their low-cost EVs and the production of the next generation vehicle coming in the future. Tesla North American charging standard stations have been accepted by almost all automakers. Tesla is adding more superchargers to make it convenient for EV owners to charge their vehicles. Many gas stations have started to add superchargers, which will make it easy to access and take some of this anxiety from owning a EV. The Cybertruck seems to be built in higher quantities according to a flyover at Giga Texas. Tesla has been pretty quiet about the production of the Cybertruck, but a recent flyover at Giga Texas showed that Tesla is making some solid progress in its effort to produce its all-electric pickup truck. A drone flyover by Jeff Roberts, March 13th, 2024, estimated over 300 Cybertrucks. This could be the highest number of Cybertrucks that have been spotted at Giga Texas to date. Giga Texas currently has an estimated capacity to produce 125,000 Cybertrucks annually, around 343 units per day if the facility could operate 7 days a week. And if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you. Tesla is working quietly on its Tesla bot Optimus, and shortly after the release of the Figure 1, a robot created through several tech companies, Tesla might speed up this production. Competition is good. Now we have to talk about Tesla's next generation $25,000 vehicle. Tesla's plan for the next generation vehicle platform is increasingly a 2027 story, analysts said touring Tesla's Gigafactory. Tesla has tasted substantial growth in its production deliveries over the past years, but now Wall Street is beginning to anticipate the potential for a pullback for the automaker. Although Tesla is transparent with investors during the recent earnings call, stating that the company is between 2 major growth waves as it begins to work on its next-generation vehicle, analyst at Evercore believes the story will not truly occur until 2027, based on the new notes to investors. Tesla's plan to begin production of the vehicle sometimes later in 2025. However, Evercore recently toured the Texas facility and believes the substantial growth will occur 2 years later. Evercore analyst Chris McNally also said the best-case scenario for production and deliveries for 2026 is somewhat around 500,000, half of what Wall Street has projected for that year's production of the next-generation vehicle. Of course, the delay with environmental issues in Mexico and India's tariffs that needs to be resolved may play a role as well. Cathie Wood knows about Tesla's potential. She might have to explain her buys and sells to her interviewers over and over while she buys low and sells high, which should be the norm. Anyway, Cathie's ARKK, ARKW, and ARKQ bought the highest amount ever in a one-day period, which was over $35 million worth of Tesla stock. ARK bought a total of 216,682 shares of Tesla on Thursday, March 14th, which would be valued at $35.21 million. ARKK bought 161,956 Tesla shares. ARKW bought 36,183 shares of Tesla, and ARKQ bought 18,543 shares of Tesla. While many are selling their Tesla position, seasoned investors are buying. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you would like to know what Cathie Wood said to the media after Elon requested 25% of voting power, you could watch this video next. Thank you so much. My name is Claudia, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.